What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Norse Arms. My name is Alan, and today we're going to be doing another Rocket or Toss It. Yes, it is another Smith & Wesson. I realized that my first of the series was not necessarily the best, but I had high hopes for this one, and I wasn't wrong to. As far as my sample size, though, I only have one for sample size. So take what I say for a grain of salt, go to the range, try it out for yourself, check out other reviews, see what everybody else is saying. This handgun's been out for about a year now, and I think it's being slept on. Mostly because everybody's all about the new Sheild, the Sheild Plus, Sheild 2.0, and everybody dove down the M&P series, and they forgot that Smith & Wesson had the SD9 VE. This is the Self-Defense 9 Value Enhanced. This also came in a 40 as well. They had the SD 40. I never got the 40. I got the 9mm because I had two other 9mm at the time, and so I wanted to keep basic stock of ammunition and not have to have an overabundance of different calibers. Stuck to that really well, didn't I? But this thing, I ended up having to do a lot to it. First and foremost, with the original VE, I had to upgrade the trigger. The trigger had a weird hinge trigger. It was very gritty, very spongy. This is the Apex 3-pound trigger. Now, it didn't fix everything. It fixed the grittiness of it and just the overall feel. It wasn't that weird, sharply hooked hinge trigger, but it still didn't give it a defined wall. I got used to it. It ran great after about 400 round break-in. That first 400 rounds, it did not like me. Now, whether it was me learning how to mitigate the recoil of it or just the springs being too strong in the handgun itself, I don't know. I have no idea. What I do know is after I hit that 400 round mark, the Gen 1 ran flawlessly. It had some shortcomings as far as stippling, as far as the recoil spring rod, and the takedown lever right here for the slide. So I went to NDZ and got the enhanced takedown lever here, and I upgraded to the steel guide rod because the polymer back then, roughly 10 years ago, was not the best. It was having warpage, it was causing shavings, and it was just, it didn't like me. So I switched out for that one. But it ran decent. I used it as a daily carry. It didn't get a whole lot of wear. There are some shiny spots on it here and there from where I'd be running it. This is where my left palm would sit. This is the back strap where my right hand would sit up underneath that beaver tail, and where my index finger would ride. Those kind of areas are all really slick. Slightly smoothed out the stippling on the back strap here, but other than that, it's all about factory for the stippling on this. When it came to it, the SD9 VE was a decent option for me. I liked it. It came with a 16+1 mag. Ran great. I was able to get one more, and then we ended up getting hit with a ban. So I'm sitting here thinking, well, I want to upgrade this, but it's got 16+1. How do I upgrade 16+1? I don't. There's no way to do it. Oh. That's right. Smith & Wesson came out with the SD9 2.0. Now, this thing is everything that this thing wanted to be. You can run the Gen 1 mag in the 2.0. It runs and operates just fine. Now, this specific magazine that I have right here has a very light spring now because of how many rounds I've run through it. I've run probably anywhere between 5,000 to 8,000 rounds through this thing over the 10 years I've had it. And so this thing is worn down pretty well. So this is where I have one issue with it, and that is getting it to actually, as you can see, lock back. It doesn't like to lock back with this mag because the spring is very weak. I can barely touch this. I'm going to squeeze in on it. I'm going to push back towards myself on this. I pushed it in and it dropped it. So that is one thing. If you have worn out 16 round magazines, they will run. Just keep in mind to try and keep round count in your head if you get into a situation, because you are not going to have that. Because you're going to be riding it. You will ride that, and it's not strong enough to fight you. The slide has been reduced in weight severely. They have taken off some of the mass on the top, and they've added some groove cuts across the top here to reduce some weight. They have increased the cutouts on the slide here, and they have increased the serrations on the slide to give you better grip overall. Honestly, excellent move. They upgraded the takedown lever a little bit, and the most important part, they upgraded the trigger. They went with the Smith Wesson Performance Series. This thing is amazing, you guys. So, defined wall. There is a defined wall there. There's no doubting that. Roughly, I want to say maybe 4-pound pull. And then the reset. Right there. That's your reset. And you can feel every bit of it. This thing, I love this pistol. This is the new boy in town. Right here. I will be taking the guide rod off of this one just because it's steel guide rod. It's going to last longer than the polymer. And it's run fantastic in this. And I'll save this one. Either this one will probably end up going into the first gen again, or it'll get set off to the side. I haven't decided yet. But SD9 2.0, it ran fantastic. Fresh out of the box. There was no break-in period. I ran 300 rounds through it the day I went to the range, and it just would not stop running. I couldn't, everything, even with the 10-round mag. The 10-round mag that it comes with ran good, which was a shock to me because a lot of the restricted ones for these higher capacity pistols, they don't like to run with the reduced mag. The stippling. The stippling on this is like you went and sent it to get this one custom fit. The Gen 1. It's like you went to send that one out for custom stippling. It is so much more aggressive on this than you could even imagine. And it feels just great. I love the way this feels. It is absolutely fantastic. Now, again, I have a sample size of 1. This one is run perfectly fine with every mag, all 3 mags. I got these 2, and I got another one loaded up over there for when I carry it. They run with both. I'm just glad that I was able to get a newer version of this that I could run its magazines in and still keep my capacity and be within legal limitation. I love it, and you will too. I recommend going to the range, doing some testing, seeing where you're sitting, seeing how it feels to you. You might like the Sheild more than this. I just feel like this thing slept on. That's just kind of where I'm sitting, guys. I love it. Trigger pull's fantastic. Stippling's fantastic. The slide serrations on it, it's so much better than the Gen 1, and even the Gen 1 wasn't horrible. It, overall, for weight, it's lighter weight. That makes a little bit snappier recoil, but the stippling allows you to get a better grip, and you can really get in there and actually hold it on target very well. Even in the videos, as you see, with my current loss of muscle memory and muscle mass, I'm still able to keep it on target. It just likes to snap. Working on it. Working on it. We'll get there. When it comes to rock it or toss it, the SD9 2.0, I'm rocking it. I am rocking it all the way. Oh, another thing. Let's say you have a custom fit holster for the SD9 VE, right? Custom fit, meant to work for it and only it. It won't work with other pistols. You got the 2.0. It works. So this is an excellent option for anybody that has an original SD9. Even if you're in a non-restricted state and you can still get the 16-round magazines. The only thing I wish is they would have gotten on par with everyone else and added slide cut for an optic mount. That's about it. I might send it in, do an optic mount. I'm not sure. I'm so used to this thing running with the iron sights. Just got a 3-dot. Nice little 3-dot. But no, this thing, I can't complain, honestly. MSRP's 3.5 bennies. I picked this up for 3 out the door. And that was with all the state stuff. It's 3 bennies. That's where I'm at, you guys. That's what I think. SD9 2.0 is a fantastic option if you're looking for an upgraded carry to your SD9 VE. Go ahead, head on over to all the other socials. I will link everything down in the comments section for my socials and anything I can for this without getting the video taken down. If you're seeing this and there is no links in the description box, that's because they pulled the video and I had to redo it. Guys, I appreciate you. Stay safe, stay savage, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.